this!
Hey everybody, I'm Coach Bro, and this is my younger brother who's not near as good as me, Coach Sheets.
Hey, what up, Coach to Coach crew? Coach Sheets here with Coach
Sheeto.
Coach Sheeto. We've narrowed it down. It's Coach Sheeto. That's what we figured it out. The whole conglomerate is over. It's a word. Look it up. It's a word. It's in the dictionary of First Opinions.
Conglomerate? Concur? Anyway.
It's Coach Sheeto, Coach Sheets. We got a regular. He's going to be a regular with us now. Coach Will or Coach Williams. He's our cousin. Big impact on me. If you guys watched the last video, really helped me feel comfortable coming into high school. I wasn't a freshman who was scared. I had him as a junior. I knew a lot of people coming in, but happy to have you here. Thankful for your, we've talked a lot and a lot of ideas, really good stuff. So go ahead, introduce yourself a little bit.
Yeah, again, we're all cousins here, brothers pretty much. So, born and raised in Peru, local guy, but got out. God, when did I graduate? 08?
08.
Freaking old. Anyway, so went out, joined the service, was in the Marine Corps for a couple years. I got out, traveled a little bit from coast to coast, finally landed back here in Peru, and Travis got a hold of me about, Travis and that, I think you both had a play in that, and
Oh yeah.
started coaching 7th and 8th grade football
With me.
with Coach Sheets.
Oh.
Coach Sheet O.
This is Coach
We're
Sheets.
done.
This is Sheeto.
We're all Coach Bros.
Coach Cousins.
It's Kirk Cousins' aunt.
Kirk Cousins'
Anywho, started coaching 7th and 8th grade football, and I've actually this past year I had to take off because of work, but I'm hoping to get back into it. But learned a lot in those 2 years through Travis and Adam, and I'm hoping that this page and what I'm able to do with these two coaches here is create a podcast that dad coaches and people coming into their first couple years of coaching, something that they can reference back to help them further their knowledge or further just how personally you're supposed to be towards the kids, or just little things that can help you be a better coach and what kind of good looks like from that perspective. But yeah, I've been coaching for 2 years. I'm very green as far as coaching. I'm still learning a lot. There's a lot that I still don't grasp with the X's and O's. But to me, coaching it's more of personnel management and just how to pull out talent from a pool of potential players.
Good job not making it your whole life story like me and Coach Sheeto
I said
did.
3 words
Whatever,
in the last
dude.
video. You
Whatever.
talked and talked.
They want to hear me. It was in the comments. I just deleted them to help you not feel
Can we
bad.
move on?
This video is going to be a 2-part series. That's going to be
2 parts!
2!
Sorry.
If we get through it.
Ha ha! 2!
We're on a time crunch. We need to go now. So it's going to be a 2-part series. It's called Why, What, Who.
Yep.
It's going to be informative. Ian's going to ask the questions here in a little bit, but we're going to answer. Ian's going to share what he thinks. Should be a fun, informative couple podcasts.
So we made this a 2-parter because of how many questions we actually came up with in regards to what coaching looks like, what's good, how does it impact the coaches, how does it impact the players, what is important about a coach, what makes a coach necessary for a team, right? Mm-hmm. There's 6 questions. We're doing 3 this part 1 out of part 2. We've got 3 questions today that we're going to cover. It's going to be pretty not rapid fire, but just 3 direct questions, 3 fairly direct answers. And this is just to give you a taste of what we think a good coach looks like, what's important in a coach, and who's impacted our careers as coaches, however short they may be. Again, I've only been coaching 2 years. These two have coached a combined total years. I don't know. You guys have been coaching for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been coaching?
2-3 months.
Couple days.
Couple days now. I think I just got reinstated from my last job. No, I'm just joking. I think between us we got 20 years altogether, something like that. He's got more. He's got 12 or so. I got 8.
Because I'm older.
Because he's older. That's right.
You're the one who asked me for help. Moving on.
Yeah, I'm always learning.
Me too.
The first question that we came up with is, why is a good coach important?
I'll take this one,
Yeah.
guys. I think there's 2 parts to this, really. I think there's 2 parts. A morale part to it and a developmental part to it. I think that, say morale, are the kids enjoying the sport? Because at the end of the day, they have to like it to be able to, they're not going to stay. If the morale's low, they're going to go.
Yeah.
That's what I always like to say. I don't actually say that, just rhyme. Are they having a good time? Try to build a culture.
Be a t-shirt.
You just came up with that rhyme. You're like, that's what I like to say to them all the time.
That should be a t-shirt.
It should.
The morale's
It
low,
should.
they gotta go.
Build a culture. As a coach, I think what's important is building a culture of not just, it's not all about fun, but
Culture.
it really is. If you want the kids to stay, they've got to be having a good time. That's just the bottom line. The kids got to know that you care and that you love them.
Care and love.
That is very important. I call it parent coaching. You know, with my son, I'm hard on him at times, but he knows I love him. So the respect is there. You've got to have that respect or the morale is going to be low. And then there's the developmental side, and that is
Development.
developing. I think it's important. A good coach is going to develop players. He's going to have good morale. He's going to develop players. And developing the players helps kids who may have came in with not a great potential or thinking they're not that good, and helping them realize that they can be good. And developmental things, you develop in practice, you develop off the field. It's going to show on the field as far as winning games and all that stuff. So I think it's a 2-part thing with why is a good coach important. If you don't have a good coach, morale is going to be low, and the developmental part of it is going to be bad too. So the kids aren't having fun, and you're losing every game.
Yeah.
You took all the good ones.
Maybe you should have wrote notes. Write notes.
Honestly, good coach is definitely important on and off the field, really.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It impacts, if you think about a coach that has impacted your life, it wasn't always just when you're on the practice field or when you're on the field. You see
No,
these
absolutely,
people
yeah.
later in life,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you share a connection with them that's not family.
Yeah.
It's not any of that. It's this person taught me how to do something, and it's helped me throughout my life outside of
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Good coaches.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have an opportunity to teach kids responsibilities and how to hold themselves accountable for their actions.
Yeah, good coaches go to their other sporting events. If you've got time, the kid loves baseball. Maybe he loves baseball more than football. That's okay. Go to his baseball games. Find the parent. Ask if they care if you go to the. I'm doing that this season. That's something I just started. I'm going to start going to my players' other sports games. You know, something to think about. A good coach is imperative. It's not just important. You've got to be a good coach. You've got to know they care.
I've got kids that I coached when they were in 3rd grade. They've got my cell number, and they've reached out to me now that they're in high school with different issues and stuff, see how they're doing. And
I've had a couple coaches make a huge impact in my life.
Why is a good coach important?
my-
It's what Adam said. It's important because of what it does in the player's future, from my perspective. That relationship that you've created goes beyond the football field or the baseball, whatever you're coaching.
Absolutely.
Whatever you're,
Yeah.
it goes beyond that, and it becomes like we still talk about Coach Holmes.
Oh, yeah,
sometimes,
absolutely.
and just coaches that we've had.
Coach
together.
Zimmer was my
Coach Zimmer.
favorite coach.
Coach Edwards, anyway.
Absolutely.
But it's important for the youth to have somebody outside of their circle that they can go to with problems and that they can lean on and whatever, you know, if they're having a hardship with that, and they have that connection with you. And for the coaches, it's good to know that you're helping the youth of this nation or whatever. You're helping them be better citizens and fathers and mothers, whatever you're coaching.
Absolutely.
You're pushing that forward, and you can instill good morals and a good moral compass that they can use later in life. Those are my two of why coaching is important.
Absolutely.
Second question, part 2, is what makes a good coach?
I won't go first this time.
I'll take this.
Go ahead.
What makes a good coach is...
Winning at all costs.
Oh, I couldn't even get it out. Winning at all costs. If you have kids that are really holding your team back, get rid of them.
Get rid of them.
You don't need that kind of. You don't need that kind of anchor.
And that's what we're trying to do with
And
this
that's
channel.
what-
This is our whole.
Get rid of the ones that don't run a 4 flat 4. Cut 'em. Get rid of them. You don't need them. You won't have a team, but maybe one day you'll get one.
Oh boy.
Sometimes you don't catch the fish. You
No.
just go fishing.
What makes a good coach is, to me, it's getting on a level with the kids that you're coaching. For youth coach, you got to remember that they're kids. Their views of the world are slightly different than teenagers and adults. So I always try to be goofy and silly.
Absolutely. And you need that as a dynamic in your coaching staff. You've got to have the head coaches keep everything organized, but you need assistants who can go mess with the kids and you know what I'm saying? So they're just because you're different coaches doesn't mean that it's bad or whatever. I think what makes a good coach puts the kids first. Above all, if a kid's having a bad day and we got to go to practice, if you're the head coach, have the assistants start warm-ups, go talk to the kid. Your kids as the season goes on, make sure that they're okay. A good coach prepares well. That makes a good coach. Sometimes you don't have to know exactly what's going on. As far as football goes, know the fundamentals. There's many drills on, say, YouTube and that stuff. There's many drills on there that you can use to get a plan going. Prepare well. Look at what you need to do and all that stuff. Be passionate. The kids feed off passion. I have a player that makes a good tackle. I'm running up and, I'm picking them up in the air and, oh my gosh, that makes them want to do it so much more when you give them that praise. Go ahead.
Right, and that ties into what Adam said about getting on their level.
Absolutely.
So at a younger age, at this developmental age, it's just like with your kids.
Yeah.
Right? Get out and play and get on their level to where they can mesh, right? And they understand, oh, this is fun. This can be fun, dude. This isn't just, oh, I got to go to practice today. No, it's like when they get there and you're interacting and they're interacting, and then that starts just snowballing. Then you create that bond with them. Man,
it's a huge bond, and when you're getting on them because they're not doing what they were taught to do and you're getting into their case, when they do it, you better praise them more than what you were getting on them for not doing. That is going, I'm telling you, those weights and balances are huge as a coach. Another one is parent coaching. I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but parent coaching is huge, and that's that getting on them, letting them know you love them. It's imperative that you do that. You're going to yell at a kid and that's all you do, and then you're looking down on them constantly. They're not going to want to play for you. They're not going to want to play for your program. They're going to end up quitting.
All right, so for me, what makes a good coach? At the heart of it, what makes a good coach is love. From my perspective.
Mm-hmm.
It's
love.
It's the
That's
it's
the
the
worst.
ability
That
to take on this child or whatever, this young man or woman, whatever you're coaching, and pour into them what they need to build them up. To again, it goes beyond just the sport that you're coaching. It's how can I love and create a connection with this individual to where they can reflect on things that have happened throughout the season and then just through life. How can they reflect back on that and have me in some sense help guide them into a better decision making? And you do that by building, like I said, good morals and then pouring into them just the love, right? And again, it's like he said, like getting on their level and that creates that environment where you can foster growth. So again, love is the biggest thing for me. And it comes in different forms, but that's ultimately why you are selfless as a coach. That's why you pour so much time and so much effort into these kids, because you love them. You care about them. You want to see them do well. You want to see them graduate from high school and maybe possibly go to college or to the military or anything like that. And the second thing for me is being organized. Be organized.
Yes, organization is key.
Because with everything that's going on in this world, with everything that these kids have to deal with now, it's way different from when we played. There's the internet and social media and everything else. These kids' lives are pretty chaotic now. If I can create an atmosphere where it's pretty structured, then I feel like that helps them cope and deal with this chaotic world that we're in, because it's something that is definitive, and this is how coach is, this is how the practices or what have you are going to play out, and I feel like it helps them mentally have something stable.
Yeah.
But that's
Yep.
love and being organized.
Yeah,
At
exactly.
the heart of my coaching style, that's what I think.
Make sure they're always having fun.
Yeah.
Make it a real flashy fun. Brandon
Why is
Gilbertson.
SpongeBob on Coach Williams' head? Coach Williams here. We're gonna move on to the next question, and that would be
Question number 3.
number 3. Put a 3 above each one of our heads. Oh God! Why do I talk?
Okay. I about set it up, but I switched it to okay. Who has impacted your coaching career the most? Coach Shido. Start us off.
It would be Coach Ramos in St. Louis. Absolutely. And I've been coaching youth for a few years, actually, before I even met him. But when he came in, really paid attention to the youth football program. Very good at giving us resources and helping us to bring a more structured practice and organized.
Yeah.
So we're not just showing up and just throwing drills. We had plans,
Right.
water break,
Yeah.
schedules.
Coaches knew what was going on.
It was
Yeah.
organized.
It was organized. He was the first coach that I saw. I know other coaches do it because I hadn't been in, like I was with him with youth, but Ron was the first one that.
And very passionate. So that made you want to be even more passionate. I remember
And
one
it's-
speech he gave
Go ahead.
where I think it was at a junior high coaches meeting where we were in the coach's office, and it was one speech he gave where he said, that third stringer, don't give up on them, because sometimes kids take longer to develop, and that third stringer might be just an absolute stud.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I've seen it happen.
Yeah. But then he taking the Glazier clinics, even with all that he was teaching us, he was still going to these things and learning
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
more, which also taught us, that we need to be learning more. So
Rom would be mine number one, just because he took a chance on me. I didn't know anything. I was coaching at the junior high with Coach Shido, and Rom called me and asked for me to come up. They had a position open, and I straight up told him, I'm like, Coach, I've coached youth. I'm nowhere near where I need to be to coach high school. And he told me, he's like, that's okay. I can teach you X's and O's. So taking a chance on me, I've been there 4 years now. My knowledge has just grown. It's going to keep growing. It's constantly growing as a coach. Don't think you know it all, because you don't. You never will. And took a chance on me, and that was huge to me, because I was straight up blunt with him, and he said, hey, I can teach you football. The second one would be Coach Mikowski. He is now the head coach at Peru. Again, kept me on the coaching staff. I've learned how to stay calm with Coach Mack.
Yeah.
When we were playing McConaughey and we're down 3 touchdowns going into half, calm. I'm not worried. I don't see him get riled up and crazy and, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? He's never panicked. Right. He's taught me a lot in that aspect, and constantly asking me, being the youth director, what do you need? What do you need? What do you need? Yeah. Text me, call me, what do you need? Do you need anything? Are you good? So those two coaches, and those are recent coaches, but those guys, because they're my mentors, and I still talk to Rom and obviously Coach Mikowski, but shout out to Coach Rom and Coach Mikowski. You guys are the real deal. I'm not just saying that. And people in the community know that. People in Peru community know that you are the real deal. And Coach Rom, people in the Munster community are going to know that you're the real deal because you are, man. So those are my two.
Yeah.
I know it was supposed to be one, but I had to give 2 shout-outs.
No, dude, that's good. That's good. Coach Rom, Coach Mac.
Actually,
Coach Rom.
I was gonna have him put
It's gonna be-
brown noser over the top of your head. No,
Hey, that's fine.
you can edit
That's
that
fine.
out.
I don't know. Yeah, that's real funny. Get out.
Get out.
Oh, it's been nice knowing you guys. I just got fired.
Yeah.
Oh boy, he's triggered.
I am not a brown noser. Coach Williams, tell us your favorite.
You guys seem super close.
We are so close.
Oh, this does smell like Jacob Briscoe, Darnell Williams' helmet. Listen, I'm serious. Hear me out. Put me in, coach. I've only been hit 3 times. All right. So my coach that impacted me the most would have to be Coach Bill Hoss. He's part of the reason.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's part of the reason why I joined the service, because he definitely knew I wasn't going to make it D1, and he brought it up to me like, "Have you thought about anything?"
Yeah, he actually told me that.
you can do because you're not that talented.
That's the sign of a good. That's the sign of a good coach.
It's being upfront and honest and truthful. And anyway, so he would have to be who I think has impacted my coaching career the most, and who I glean a lot from him and what he did as far as being organized and working on building the fundamentals of what a good human being is in general, and just strength and being strong in the Lord and being strong physically, and just the way, man, he was so meticulous with what he had going on, and he didn't do too well. Just to be 100% honest with it, he did not do too well with Peru. His system just didn't quite fit for what we had at that time. However, in my mind, he was a good coach. He was trying. He was actively investing in his players, and win, lose, or draw, he was there. And he took the hits on the chin, when we weren't doing too well, and got up and got back at it and stayed resilient, persistent with what he believed to be something that could work. Him and Coach Edwards.
Oh yeah, Coach Edwards.
I mean,
Yeah.
you could seriously go down.
You could go down the list, and that's why coaches are so important, dude. They're so important.
And
Coach Edwards, shout out, Coach
Shout out.
Edwards.
Yeah,
you
I mean,
Shout out.
it's a trick question here, and we've set it
Right.
up that way because you pull from all these different
Absolutely.
sources of coaches that you're like, man, I really like the way they did that,
Yeah.
and I really like the way they did that, and
Right.
how they. I remember this speech that he gave, and it really impacted me. And so, really, this is a trick question, but
It is.
who would be the most impactful, and how? Not so much as I use this that they gave me, and I use this that they gave me. It's more they taught me what looks good, what looks bad, and what I want to use with both of those to find a happy medium. Coach Mac's awesome. Coach Rom's awesome.
Yeah.
He gave me a chance to.
Are you good? You're wigging.
He's wigging out. He drank a tweaker, dude. Dude,
Hey.
that is the worst name for an energy drink.
That's so bad.
Okay, here, rapid fire round.
Go. I'm ready.
Why is a good coach important in 10 seconds?
Good coach is important for 2 reasons.
Hurry up.
Sorry, what did I write? For morale and for development. Got to be good at those things.
Why is a good coach important?
Because you're helping kids and you're teaching.
I love it.
That's good.
Why is a good coach important? Because you're developing the youth
Yep.
of our nation moving forward. So pour into those kids. Number 2, what makes a good coach?
Kids first.
Love.
Love.
Being on their level.
Exactly. Again, love for me as well, and being organized. Who has impacted your coaching career the most?
Coach Robinson, St. Louis, and Coach Chris Mikowski.
I love it. I would say, again, Coach Bill Hall.
Coach Ron and my dad.
Yep.
My dad's mayor.
And Coach Hoss, Coach Edwards, Rom.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. Like we said, this is part 1 of Why, What, Who. We'll have part 2 come out the next couple weeks. We want to post videos every other Saturday. We're super busy. Please comment what you guys want to see, what you guys want to hear. Maybe some guests that you guys might like on the show. And we thank you guys very much. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. We appreciate you guys so much.
We appreciate it. Wait, subscribe. The last video we did, you guys, if you're going to watch it, just subscribe. It's right there. And hit the like button.
We'd appreciate it. It takes 2 seconds. Appreciate it. Like, subscribe. We're serious about it. You need to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Quit messing around.
Hit the bell notification too.
Hit that bag.
Or else.